So, jetzt gehen wir jetzt heranbringen, die Stärkste, was kämen aufbringen, dem Eulam, als an Sales zu der Dach. Das ist Benjamin Halpern, Ben Halpern.
Schkoyach, ich bin schon bereit, ich habe schon gekriegt Maß, ich bin schon satt. Now is the law of reciprocation, as I'm gelernt. Jetzt darf man zurückgeben ein bisschen. Demes ist, ich meine, als du beib toi ma toiv, als man sitzt durch Schoidisch El, ins gein Daven im Bald, Tshiva, Tfille, Tzdukke, Mavinus Royak Zaire. Der Rambam sagt, als der größte Madreige von Tzdukke ist helfen noch Ayid, bauen sein eigenes Business. Nicht geben eine Donation. Und das ist, was die ganze Zibber du, ist du zusammen, helfen einer der Zweite, helfen noch Ayid, developen und bauen sein Business. Das ist Tzdukke. Die größte Sache, was man kennt, machen Achune für den Heiligen Tag, ist Tage du sein Hand. PowerPoint? Could you? Schkoch. Wenn ich kick du auf die Zibber, was kommt zum meinem Kopf, ist ein power plant. Before da doch Newark Airport, there's a massive power plant that runs the whole airport in the ganze Galilas. When you look at a massive office building, treff man, a große power station was läuft the office building. That supplies the energy as es soll gerne gehen. This room is the sales teams of the businesses in Klal Yisrael. This is what drives, this is the driving force that makes businesses in our Kehillah go. This is the team that makes organizations go. It funds our moistus, chesed. Mein Kemach ein Teure. This is what makes it happen. This is the room that es ist a mamash akove den afagenige du zu sein, zu kennen a bissel zielleigen, zu der gewaltige power that really underlies and runs all the beautiful things which geschehen in the Kehillah, and to Isachrayas to do much better. We all have to work our way up. We have to go to make $1 million because at the end of the day, we're the driving force from Klal Yisrael. If we supply it, the moistus, the moistatoid of Achesed, everything will go up. So it's a ruchnius de gecheshven, as well as a gashmius de gecheshven, for us to succeed in the best that we can be. So if you agree with me that sales is the power that drives all business, I ask you to please say yes. Yes. You know that trick, right? On a side note, if you get the people to say yes, then you have them in, and you're going to be able to be matzliach with them. Business is what we need to keep business alive. At the end of the day, business is to business, sales is to business like water is to a human being. Jede Sach, die misst sales zu verkaufen, da Boss soll dich nehmen. Die misst sales verkaufen, der Kosten. Misst sales, as the banks soll dich geben the loan. As the landlords soll dich geben the Platz. As the Arbeiter sollen kommen arbeiten. Everything in business is sales. And the better we get at sales, the bigger we grow our business. But in addition to that, sales, at the end of the day, is the best choice of work. Favos, number one, wir können machen größer Geld. Ich coach salespeople, was machen mehr von $1 million in personal income a year. Ich kenne a Sach, was ich coach nicht. It's really a doable thing. We're in the highest paid profession. Zweitens, job security. If you could sell, it goes across industries, it goes across geography, it goes across time. It doesn't matter whether it's companies, industries, neighborhoods. If you know how to sell, you have job security guaranteed. There's always opportunity. You're always in demand. Your company always wants to have you. The greatest business, we have job security in our business. Additionally, most of us don't have a lot of expenses. We sell. Somebody else has to hire people, staff, offices, all types of expenses and overhead, and we just sell. Another beautiful thing about sales is that we're not born as salesmen. You can learn to become a superstar salesman. So it's a great thing about the industry is whether you have it or not, you can actually train, come to an event like today, Und es haben Sachmenschen, wo es haben getan, größere Research verrenkt, auszulernen die beste Sachen, was ich darf, und so um Kedai mit Schlicht zu sein. Und wir können es lernen. Hoffentlich gehen wir lernen, als so viele Sachen, praktische Sachen, as the way you walked in today, you're going to walk out totally on a different level, produce on a different level, and earn on a different level. And finally, the best thing about our business is, you schmies, die redst, die machst chavairem, me coolest, and man macht Geld. It's the most amazing industry in the world. Where else is my occupation? Schmooze, connect with people. It's like the dream job. So you can make the biggest income, no expenses, you could learn the job, you're in demand, and all you do is schmooze. It's the most gewaltige business in the world. And if you agree with me that sales is the best choice of work, say yes. Yes. Okay, just quickly, I put up a couple of the companies. Metalmidai Yoise Mekilam. I was zoicha to do work with all these different Jewish companies who have representation here today. Beautiful companies, so much, and I put it all together to be able to give you something today that's really powerful and has the ability to transform your life and your business for the better. I'm going to tile my speak, you should remember it, to 3 Nikitas. Because the idea is going to be how to recognize your value and your potential and how you could use it in the Olam Asiyah Tachlis. Number 1, what's the profile of a sales superstar? Wie sieht aus? How's he made up? How does he act? What's his mindset? How does he dress? How does he behave? What's the profile? Who becomes a sales superstar? Who makes $1 million in sales? What type of person? And I interviewed many of them to prepare for this speech. And I'm going to share with you nuggets, golden nuggets of what made them successful and build their business. And you can use it in your own business. The second thing is the foundation of sales. Selling yourself. It's really 3 nikitas. Number 1, selling yourself, having confidence that you have the ability to deliver. You believe in yourself. As the Kansas team, the Kansas Bavasen, the has the skills and capabilities to be able to Bavasen. The zweite Sache is, you have to sell yourself first, meaning to say, not your product. Sell yourself. Why they should want to listen to you and do business with you and buy the product from you. Many people sell your product. You have to first sell yourself as to why they should want to interact with you. And finally, you have to sell yourself first on the product that you sell. Because if you don't buy into the product you sell, you're going to have a hard time selling it. So that's the foundation we'll deal with. And finally, the research that I did and learned from the biggest and the best in our Kehillah, perfecting your craft. What do they do to move from good to great? What do they do to move from star to superstar? So let's get started. Number 1, what is the profile for a sales superstar? So I'm going to ask you the question, and I want you to think for a minute. What makes a great salesperson? Think about somebody who you know that's a superstar salesperson. Makes 7 digits a year. What makes him a great? So let's go through it. You would say maybe physical qualities. The way he carries himself, the way he walks around, the way he interacts, his stamina, his style, the first impression he gives. Okay, maybe. Maybe his mental abilities and mental qualities. I get the mindset, and I get the mood, and I can, pick up other people. He understands other people. He affects other people. Maybe mental. Maybe social qualities. He connects with people well. He's a fun guy. Socially. He's a hacker. He's a chiller. Get the salesman. Maybe it's character. Maybe it's midas. Midas toivus. Ich habe lieb zu helfen anderen Menschen, ich habe lieb zufriedenstellen andere Menschen, ich habe lieb zu geben zu anderen Menschen. Ist ein größer Balmidis. Days. Other technical skills. He has good closes for objections. He has a Ben Franklin close. He knows what to do. He knows how to get by the gatekeeper. All types of praktisches. But I can tell you, as a sales coach who has coached over 1,000 people, I'll tell you what is the profile for the quintessential sales superstar. The profile of the perfect superstar is you. There are people that have exactly your style, people that have exactly your physical abilities, your mental qualities, your social qualities, your character, and your technical qualities who earn a lot more money than you earn. You could stay you because you have the profile of certain people that are making big money in sales. Don't try to become somebody else because there's somebody in this room and beyond who has exactly your makeup and your style who is a superstar salesman. So how do you bring it out? So let's go to the research. Harvard, the greatest researchers in business, Harvard Business Review. Saying, what does it take? What are the 7 personality traits of top salespeople? Let me hear them. And you'll be shocked. The 7 personality traits of top salespeople hat man uns gegeben of Bar Sinai 3,300 years ago. It's stuff that we live and work on every single day of our lifetimes. It's how we live as a Yid. And this is what they found. They found these, in over 90% of successful superstars, they have their 7 personality traits. Number 1, across the board, modesty. A superstar salesman is nicht balgava. Somebody's a balgava, he can't connect, vice versa, he can't connect with the customer. He can't work well with his boss and superiors. He can't work with his support staff. And versteht sich, der Chef sagt, einer nie wie hier Juchel Lieder zusammen. So he can't do business. He has no siyata d'shmaya. So Harvard had getroffen. Modesty is the number 1 thing for a superstar salesman to succeed. The second thing they found, conscientiousness. That Tomer, du hast eine Achreis, nimmst a File, nimmst a Deal, and the Arbeitsmittes, and the mit an Achreis, not just I threw it in, it's going to happen. You work on it to get it done, to work through the process. You want to understand the process. You want to serve the client, know what the client needs, know what the industry needs, know what has to happen to make the file happen. Sachakal, Kabulas, Achrayas, Kabulas, something we do all the time, is in the 90% of top performing salespeople have this trait. The next trait, achievement orientation. Sof masab machshuvat chila. Meaning to say, you have to understand when you take in a customer, what's going to be the process? What are the milestones? What's it going to look like the sales process? What's it going to look the processing? What's it going to look like the fulfillment? What's going to look the delivery? What's going to look the post-closing? Simply, the same thing in your own life. What's your business going to look like? What's your weekly goal? Monthly, yearly. You just have to have Sof Machs Mashavat Chila. Bashefa created the world that way in Verstehen days. And miss my vision. Tome die hast a vision for dein business. Du hast a vision for deine customers. Hast a vision for the process. 90+% of superstar salesmen simply have that trait. That they have a vision. So do our klurkeit is where we're going to go. And that's it. You have a vision, and then you can work on making it happen. Because when you have a vision, your brain works in that direction. You get up, should I get out of bed or not? The decision gets made by your vision. When you have a clear decision, everything, all decisions that go in the background, the next thing is curiosity. Atzimuan, a hunger. Shifa, zana mavakish. Curious about what's going to make this client happy. What will make the client buy from me? What's curiosity about the new things going on in my industry? Curiosity about how I can be a better salesperson. Curiosity how I can make the process better. Curious how it's affecting other people in my organization. The midah of curiosity, of zana mavakish, tzimuan, curious about being more successful and growing. But that midah of tzimuan, sheif and mavakish, is what top salespeople have. The next one is not over-friendly. Of course you have to be friendly. But if you're a friendly guy, and somebody gives you an objection, okay, bis gerecht, darfst dich kaufen. Man darf the Mitte von Havayas genommen. Avada we're friendly, but not too friendly. Means to say you have to be comfortable to tell the person to buy. You have to be able to deal with his objection. You have to be able to lead him and tell him why he should change his mind and work with him and play the chess game with him. Yeah, of course you're friendly, but not over-friendly. If you're over-friendly, you walk out saying, ja, bis gerecht, kannst du kaufen. Because a sale is a chess game. You make a move, he makes a move. You make a move. But if you can't see him lose the game, because you're too nice and you're too friendly, there's nothing going on. But if you keep on playing the chess game and you're nice, you're kind, you don't stick it, but at the end of the day, you're okay with him losing the game because you're friendly but not over-friendly, you have a chance to win the sale. The next one is not easily discouraged. Meaning to say, when we do business, we verstehen, wir darf sein besimcha. What happens if a deal fell through? Or a customer fell through? It's bashert. We stay besimcha. We don't lose our simcha. Why? Because we have a minna. We know, as we discussed, so gesagt, that panusa is bedin. Man, you have chaya, you have mezayna. We deserve panusa. We're going to have it. We have a minute. It's kima panusa. We're not stressed out. It doesn't matter. The Bashef has to give it to us. He's going to give it to us. We're going to have panusa. And betuchen, trust that the system works. Meaning to say, Bashef is going to give it to us, even though it doesn't look that way. We have confidence. So I don't get, big deal. I lost the deal. Warte gegangen. So it fell through. Warte gegangen. So he went elsewhere. Warte gegangen. We don't get discouraged and stop, and that's it. The day is over. The week's over. The month's over. And finally, not self-conscious. Bei uns Jiden, verstehen wir the idea, the altes Beish b'pnei hamaligim. People are going to say, nah, you're in the wrong business. It's not the time to be in this business. You don't know how to sell. He never will buy from you. Don't even bother with that. Don't get misma'ash b'pnei hamaligim. If you know it's right, the same way we live, and the goyim, alle meinas ins Tienisch de richtige Sach. Und es kann warten. Man schämt sich nicht. No problem. Man ist Spur von der Völker. Man ist nicht Spur, what's in style, or was Menschen kaufen hand. We live. Man wird nicht eine Spur von dem Maligim. Same thing in business. As people knock you and say nicht, you feel confident about what you do, your product, your service, go warte. Wer nicht eine Spur. So basically, regular, jiddische, Yesoides, was ins Arbeiten, jeden Tag in unser tagtägliche Leben, is the recipe which Harvard Business Review, Zion has getroffen, that's the Yesoid to be a superstar salesman. Im Kain, we all have it. We all are superstar salesmen. So how do we take what we have and we worked on and we built for you lang, and we like the saran and alamasa and nachatachbat to be able to use it? So I'm going to talk, the second thing is selling yourself first. This is the foundation of sales. And then the third part, I'm going to give you golden gems that I got from the superstars, each one making over $1 million, and Inzir Kras, Sidish Galat, the genius that they taught me, that's going to mamish transform the way you see sales and operate. So selling yourself first. So everything's sales, right? If you were born, there was a sales. Either a shadchan sold your parents to get married, or your father sold your mother to get married, or a ruva tzefakov. It's all sales. If you're married, was vata sales. Everything's sales. But let's talk about the yesoid of sales, and that is selling yourself first. One of my superstar, I don't want to, which industry, but one of the superstar clients that I coach, who earns over $1 million for many years, I asked him, what's the aside? I want to share. What's the aside of your business? What do you bring to the table? And he told me, confidence in myself, in my ability to deliver. It'll be fine. I could deliver. It's going to work. The deal's going to go through. They're going to be happy at the end. That confidence, he tells me, is the whole thing. He buys himself. He believes that he could do it. But we have to move in that direction. To believe in ourselves that we're confident we could deliver, we could make it happen. We could close the deal. We could make them happy. We could deliver. We will pull it through. Believe in yourself that you would do a business with yourself, that you simply believe in yourself. Number two, sell yourself first means first sell yourself to the other person. You come in, badank, be grateful, gratitude, say something kind, show care, appreciation. On the way here, my son hat mich chauffeur daher, hat mich gesucht von ihm, der Wort, hat mich gesagt, als jedem Mal geht daran, he sells to nursing homes, eye care. So he told me when he comes in, he always brings a coffee for the receptionist. Because he's not going to meet the receptionist, but he understands he needs to get through the receptionist. And they usually don't get it because the food goes to the people that are going to be in the meeting. But when he comes in and gives something to the receptionist, he's showing gratitude. Thank you for giving me the meeting and allowing me to have it and scheduling me. He shows kindness. He shows care. He shows appreciation. When you do that, you're selling yourself why they should want to hang out with you, why they should want to do business with you, why should they want to handle with you, b'chlal. You have to build, the way I see sales, is you have to build a bridge between you and them. Once there's a bridge and they want to hang out with you, ein hekesh lemechze. I'm on a boat to hekesh, geit schon beide Wege. The law of reciprocation. You do something for me, then it's going to come back. Kamayim punam el punam. But you got to build a bridge. How do you build a bridge? Kindness, appreciation, care. You come in, say a good word about a picture on the table, about his office, about how good the secretary is downstairs, about how easy it's to find his office, how easy it was to make the appointment. Something. Show some gratitude, some kindness, some care, some appreciation. Then you're selling yourself. Oh, ich will reden mit dich. Was viel gibt's, Geschmack. Ich will mal bridge mit dich. And finally, sell yourself first on your product. Ich habe gehört von der Shmuel Dovid HaKohen Friedman, right, one of the big life insurance salesmen of all time, that he explained me why. I asked him, why are you successful? And did you hit all the numbers in the life insurance business? This was his answer. Als ein junger Mann habe ich mehr gezahlt heute von meinen life insurance premiums wie Tuition von meinen 14 Kinder in school. Noch einmal. As a younger man, I paid more in life insurance premiums monthly than I paid for my tuition for my 14 kids in Cheder. And that's why I reached what I reached. I believed in my product. If you're selling Lexuses and you drive a Caddy, you're not going to have an easy time selling because you don't buy your product. He told me at that time that most life insurance people who sell whole life policies don't own a whole life policy. So you don't think it's that important to commit yourself to make the payment for that product, but now you're trying to sell me on that product. He told me his success was he bought his product. He told me, ich habe nicht kein investment in anything, not in real estate, not in diamonds, not in jewelry. I only have investments in life insurance. I believe it. That's what I invest in, and that's what I tell everybody to invest in. So definitely there's truth to the saying, buy your own product. So to break it out, number one, buy yourself, have confidence in yourself. Number two, sell yourself first, meaning to say why they should do business with you. And number three, believe in your own product. If you believe in your own product, you have a chance to be able to sell the product to somebody else. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of what I heard from the biggest of the big. I'm going to share with you 6 yesoides. They will transform your life if you start selling from that mindset. It's not about the details. It's not about what you're going to do. It's not about your closes. It's a way of selling. The first, deze heb ik nog gelernt from Reb David Simcha Simkowitz, one of the biggest life insurance agents maybe of all time, or definitely in our generation. Extremely, extremely successful and good at what he does. And the question is, why are you so successful? What do you do to be so successful? And his answer is, money is one of the rewards you get for adding value to the life of others. I'm going to say it in my way first. He gets out of bed every single day with a commitment. I will not go to sleep tonight before I add value to 100 people. Now, let's talk about adding value. What means adding value? Giving somebody a hitch, answering his question, zoeken a good word, schmeichelen, give an eitze, red a shid, whatever it is, add value. Be around me, you're going to have a toiva. I give toivas. I add value. It's interessant to have me in your life. Now, he talks about it more related to your business. So if you sell a product, you sell mortgages, you sell life insurance. I'll use the Musa for mortgages because today it's more exposed and everybody's talking about it. But the idea is give a guy an answer about finances. Give a guy an answer about what's going on, how he should work his house, what he should do, different ideas, what's going on in the market. Educate him. Work with him. Add value. Befrat related to your business. But I don't make any money from it. Why should I bother? Because that's how it works. If you're a person that adds value, people want you in their lives. I coach, in addition to people in business, I also coach a lot of Askunim fundraisers. And all of them, I tell them, what are you doing to add value? Gitzum was the verkaufst. Der is a Schatchen, der helft Jingelat oben Panusa, he Schatchen's jobs. Everybody adds value. And that's how they get themselves in the door. People that add value. It doesn't matter. What do you do? How do you add value? Think of it when you sell. It's about adding value. Once you're in and you add value, you're an insider. It doesn't matter the Ben Franklin close. Because you're in, you're adding value. He wants you around him. But be a value-added machine. When you get up in the morning, guy in a shlufen before you don't add value, to loads of people. Just every day, wherever you can add value, make people happy, add value, advice, help, assistance, and it will change the way people see you. It'll change the way and the numbers in your business. The second yesod, people never buy for logical reasons. Never. They always buy for emotional reasons. Nobody wants money because they want pictures of dead presidents on green pieces of paper. Nobody. They want safety. They want security. They want freedom. They want what they think money is going to give them. Nobody buys logic. They buy emotions. If people bought logic, they would buy Honda Sonatas, and everybody would be able to get from point A to point B. They buy a Volvo. They buy a Cadillac. They buy a BMW because it feels good. And then they justify it with logic. It's very safe. The accident ratings are good. They buy a Tesla because they want to drive a Tesla and they like that look. And then they tell you, I spend $1,000 in gas a month, so my mile, it costs free. I don't even pay for the car. Because my gas is $1,000 a month, the lease is less than $1,000, it's free. That's the teretz afterwards. That's the logic that justifies. But you're really buying totally for emotion. And nachdem darfst du zielegen Kopf to be able to explain why you made that emotional decision, because at the end of the day, you have a brain that has to be masculine. But you totally buy. What people buy from you is not what you sell. They buy being smart, being savvy, getting good deals, making you work so much for the little money they give you. They buy the way you make them feel, that they got the best deal. You fought for them, you took care for them. It's all about emotions. But remember, of course, later on, they're going to need logic to justify it. But at the end of the day, people buy emotion, sell emotion. Don't get carried away. They're going to get into a logical conversation with you. It's not about logic. Stay on the emotional thing. What do they want to feel? Some person wants to feel savvy. Some person wants to feel this gearbeitet for them, ausgemittet. One person wants to feel that it was a smooth thing. Everybody has different emotions. But think what he wants and sell him on emotion. Stay away from the logic. As soon as he talks to you about logic, the sale's over. He doesn't buy from logic. Any argument you're going to argue in logic, it's over. If he didn't buy emotion, you're not going to get him to buy in logic. You're now having a logical conversation. We don't sell here, we sell here. Therefore, don't forget, sell emotion. You come in, think about it. What am I selling him? What's he going to feel if he does business with me? What's he going to feel during the process of doing business with me? What's he going to feel when he's done doing business with me? At the end of the sale, he should have a große gift box with a shiny bow and geht feeling like $1 million when this transaction's over. That's what you're selling. How it's going to feel, how he's going to feel, what he wants to feel, but it's always emotion. Different emotions, but always emotion. And the information you learned how to justify with logic, es ist davon oben später, but that's not when you're selling. Beyond the sale, you want to make him feel comfortable, he'll need some logic to justify it. He bought a BMW because he wants to drive a BMW. Now he needs some logic to explain, it's good gas mileage, it's very safe, it's good for accidents, but that's not why he bought. He bought it because he wants to drive a BMW. So remember, sell to emotion. Which leads into the next gewaltige yesod, and that is the biggest communication problem, is that we listen to reply. We don't listen to understand. I'll give you a mushal. It's outdated, but it's lang. If I'm selling a tape recorder, for those of you who know who that is, my tape recorder. And if I sell a tape recorder, a Walkman, and somebody comes into my store, and I start explaining to him that the radio has gewaltige signal everywhere you could pick it up. The radio is amazing. It has clarity, no static. You can pick up, listen to the radio whenever you want. There is no machine that has this signal. They came up with gewaltige technology. And he doesn't buy. But everything I said was true. I did every close, every step by step. I used everything I learned in sales training. Perfect. There's just one problem. He came to buy the tape recorder to record Shirim. I did not talk one word to him, but everything I said was true. My pitch was great. We also gehalten mit jeder din in sales. I didn't make a sale. because I listened to reply. He came in and said, your tape recorder? I said, yeah, the radio works, this works, that works. If I listened to understand, I would know he's coming to buy the record sheet, and I would have a whole different conversation with him. Therefore, remember, listen. You'll hear, we're selling emotion. What is the emotion he wants to buy? Was will er kaufen? Listen. Don't listen to reply. Like you right away, you have, okay, this, I'm going to return. No. It's an emotional objection. It's not what he's saying. What does it mean? Understand. Why are you saying I'm not good? I'm not going to feel safe. I'm not going to feel secure. I'm not going to feel happy. I'm not going to feel proud. My cousin is going to be angry at me. Whatever it is, listen to what he's saying. It's always an emotional thing. And if you hear it, you could talk back to it. So if you listen to understand, it's a whole different ballgame. You can then respond with clarity and explain it. But if you're listening to reply, you'll lose half of the game. Next, so important. The only way you could be happy in life is if you're growing. The Balamusha, the Balamusha Zogen, that the world is an escalator of his guy to farup. If you don't fight and make strides, you're going down. You have to grow. But there's a problem. The Bashefa put a gewaldige concept in the Bria that's called the Iron Dome system. Yeah, and it's through the Iron Dome system, skimt around a missile, schießt es up. You have an Iron Dome system that keeps you in your comfort zone. That's why you don't get up one morning and say, Lamach toshen levish, Lamach toshen vaba, Lamach toshen neighborhoods, Lamach toshen buta medrushim, Lamach toshen gegente. You don't do that because you're in a comfort zone. You're locked. You don't get out of it. If you want to get out of that comfort zone, it gets shot down. And it's an Iron Dome system, and it keeps us all safe and secure. It's a beautiful thing. There's a stickle problem. Now you want to grow your business, and your comfort zone zook no. You're a $50,000 guy, and you try to get out, and the Iron Dome system comes and shoots you down. You can't click out. So let's say your comfort zone is the 1. You make $50,000. You want to be in the 5. You want to make $1 million. You can't go because there's a block. It's the only way to get out of the comfort zone, and also there's another reason to get out of the comfort zone. Because the money you want to make might be in the number 2, maybe in 3, maybe in 4. But also what's beautiful about it is that comfort zone is a circle. When a circle wächst, wächst der ganze Circle. So nicht nur eine Sache hat wer im besten Leben, alles geht wer im besten Leben. Schulen Bias, Yiddishkeit, Daven, the relationship with the Eibishter. Because when you grow, you grow. You can't just grow a little bit. When you grow a circle. So it's important. Avodas Hashem is to grow your comfort zone, to get out of it. Because nothing grows in a comfort zone. Dort bist du schon bequem. It's growth pains. That's the way the Eibishter designed the world. Therefore, I want you to recognize that you have to move slowly. If you go big, to faster, it's faster, because you want to break through 3 barriers at the same time. You want to go from 1 to 5. It's going to hold you back. The Iron Dome system has 5 things that go up to shoot you down. But if you go from 1, slowly you krieg out, you're under the radar of the Iron Dome system. Slowly but surely, you want to start making a prospecting routine. Up it a little bit, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Take it slow. Don't let the Iron Dome system get it. The second your brain says, uh-oh, change, shoots it out of the thing. Can't do big stuff, slow stuff. You want to get to 5, first get out of 1. Slowly but surely get out of it, step by step, and then you move to 2. Then you move to 3. But remember, it's a goal. And the only way you can achieve happiness in life is growing. So this, you need to be happy in life. This, you need to make more money. This, you need to be a better yid. This, you need to be a better husband. This, you need to be a better father. Grow out of your comfort zone. Do it bahadruga, step by step. One more thing. Very, very important. Don't make the mistake. You're going to come home from the seminar. You're going to be revved up. You're going to say, that's it. We're going to make a living. But don't forget, way too many people have made a living and been miserable because the price they paid to make a living was with their families, was with their Yiddishkeit, was with their learning. Because they want to make a living. You have to make a living. You have to make a living. Be careful. This circle is the wheel of life. So you see it's divided up to the different chalukim of our life. Career, finance, personal growth, health, family, relationships, social life. Now, the middle is 0 and it goes to 10. So Lama Lemon and their pictured attitude is 7. But family life is 4. Okay? Finance is 4, social life is 7. So it's not balanced. So but then the wife starts scratching. What do you mean? You're all the time at work. The kids start scratching. If you put too much koiches into one avenue of life, the other one starts kvetching, and it's not sustainable, because even if you do that, you lost everything else. By the time you get to the top, you say, wow, I made a living. I have no life. You have to build your living and life together. So when you look at this wheel, do it slowly. Build your marriage, your Yiddishkeit, your learning, your Menschlichkeit, all these other relationships, your health, the same way you're building your business. Mach de Regel gerud. This wheel is so crooked, if you want to run your life on this wheel, you're not going to go too far because it's going to be way too bumpy. You have to make it more. It doesn't have to be perfect. But don't allow it. Don't wait. Concentrate. I tell people to sit down Motzei Shabbos and say, okay, in the next week, divide up, Nama loose leaf, other, iPhone app, and shrabat up these areas of your life. What am I doing next week to grow my family life? What am I doing next week to grow my relationship, my children, relationship with my wife, relationship with the Eibishter, my learning, my business? Make a teeny shift every week. Because if you make big, you get shot down by the Iron Dome system. Teeny shifts every single week, but in every area of your life. Not just in one area. Because if you build in one area, you give it all you got, you're in Gansen and business, by the time you come back, the other area of your life fell out. Health fell out. Family fell out. Learning fell out. Be careful, even if you're growing slower, because the radar is small, but the snowball effect, it's going to move so quick and continue to go because the radar is gerud, and it could go much quicker. When the radar is not gerud and you're paying a price in every area of your life, the radar doesn't go. And superstars are careful to try to not forget and keep it balanced. And that's how they can stay making $1 million year after year after year, because they give attention to the other areas of their life to keep it safe. Just because we're in a sales seminar, 1 minute I'm going to speak about goals. Okay, we all have goals. We want to make big money. We want to reach the top of our mountain. This is Mount Everest. Everybody has their Mount Everest. You want to hit. You want to make a big amount of money. You want to build to be able to help your children, to help your community, to help Moister Satoira Vachenach. You want to do an Oftin and Osnitzen to talk the best of us that can Osnitzen. So the way you climb Mount Everest, there's 4 camps. Camp 1, Camp 2, Camp 3, Camp 4. And you're organized, and you know where you're going, and that's how you get to the top. It's the same thing in business. You got to have goals. Now, I'm going to tell you the way we should do it, but I'm going to be honest with you. I spoke to a $1 million salesperson today. He told me he has one goal, yearly goal. My W-2 has to start with $1 million. That's my goal. He has confidence that he's going to hit it. He hits it every year. He maybe doesn't need these other goals, because goals are gedurim and siyugim that hold us in place. But for most of us, we need a yearly goal. We start out with a yearly goal. This is what I want to make for the year. Then we go down and we build it down to the month. So in order to make that for a year, this is what I need to do every month. From there, I go down to my weekly goals, what I need to make a week. And from there, I work it down to my daily goals, which means daily goals means prospecting, reaching out. Weekly goals is closings or sales. Monthly goals is how many millions or how many, whatever, however you guys measure it. And yearly goals is the final income for my year. It could be how many goals, how many sales, how many transactions I have to do. But very, very clear. If that's what you want to make at the end of the year, work it down to a monthly goal, to a weekly goal, and to a daily goal. The reason is very pushit. Because you have a daily goal. When you get up in the morning and you have a goal, we have a goal. We're going to daven 3 times a day. It happens. Everything in the decision in our life, that I tzecharim, their decision with some geshmis, as this guy in davenim, it all pans out and we make it, and we wind up doing it. When you have a goal, I need to make this amount of prospecting calls a day, your brain will make decisions to stim that you should get there. You have to set the goal. When you set the goal, your brain makes every hachluta that it needs to in the background to make it happen. So every salesperson needs to have clear goals. Yearly goals, break it down to monthly, weekly, and daily. I'm just going to make a chazura, and then I want to finish with one message. So chazura, in order to be a superstar salesman, you are a superstar salesman. You have it. Hast du gearbeitet, hast du gekriegt auf Matten Teure. You have everything the Harvard Business Review says makes you a sales superstar. Number 1. Number 2, your personality, your style, your mental style, your physical style, your characteristics. There are people right now in this room and beyond who have exactly your style and exactly your makeup, who do a lot better than you. There are superstars. I coach superstars who make over $1 million. Some of them are quiet. Some of them are loud. Some of them are on top of their game. Some of them totally back off and run it. Everybody has a different style. They all are making more than $1 million. There's no one-size-fits-all. There is no, you're a superstar, because there are people exactly like you who are doing those type of numbers and making it happen. We talked about the idea of selling yourself first. 3 things. Selling yourself confidence, that you believe in yourself as the Kensens Bavazen and make it happen. Number 2, selling yourself first. Verkauf koidem kol dan scheinkeit, your kindness, your niceness, why they should want to keep you around, do business with you. And number 3, buy your own product. Sell yourself on your own product. Believe what you sell in order to sell. That's the foundation. You bought yourself. You told them why to buy you, and now you believe in your product. Now you could Bluetooth over to them what you have and get them to see the same thing. Then we talked about the idea of perfecting your craft. Schnelle Chazura. Number 1, add value. Okay? Do it Moshe Simchowitz. Add value. Get up every single day. Add value. Become an add value. Give advice. Anything related to this. Doesn't matter if you make money. Let people associate you with somebody that adds value to their lives and they want to have around. Number 2, sell emotions, not logic. They don't buy logic. Nobody wants money because they want dollars and pieces of paper. They want the emotion that it's going to give them. Nobody buys your product or service. They buy the way it's going to make them feel. That's why they use one person over the other. Sell emotions, focus on emotions, and later on help them justify their emotional decision with logic. Listen to understand rather than listen to reply. Because if you don't listen to what he's saying, you're going to wind up selling him something totally different because you think it's good, and that's what you learned, but that's not what he's looking to buy. He's looking to buy a tape recorder to record Shirim, for was verkaufst du a radio. Versteh was will kaufen und verkaufen des. We talked about you have to grow out of your comfort zone. If you grow out of your comfort zone, slowly, geines zi schnell, es geht herupkrachen. Go out of your comfort zone slowly and build, and you'll be able to continue sustainably. And everything you grow out of your comfort zone, geist a Sach mehr nur für eine Sach. The geist alles was guide in this circle. We talked about don't simply make a living, because if you make a living, by the time you're done making a living, you're going to realize you don't have a life. So make a living while you're building a life. Focus on all the areas of your life. And finally, build and make goals. Have goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. They will force you and keep you in the direction of focus of reaching your goals. Ich will machen ein Announcement, was Schmierstein hat mir gebeten zu machen, und nachdem gehe ich endigen mit der Masse, sie geht alles zusammenbringen and really, really solidify the sin, legen Shellac, as es soll sich halten. So stay tuned. In some da Sach ideas, was guys in hand, great ideas from the beste. In La Masse, was guys an, darf ich anlegen. So Schmierstein has some ideas of how he's going to be in touch with you, how you can continue hearing practical applications, how to use a lot of the stuff you learned today. But it's still a gewaltige Kasha. You're here today, you're going to hear so many ideas. You're overwhelmed. We all have ADD. It's unbelievable that so many people are sitting. I thought everybody has ADD, I guess not. And how am I taking this home? I'm going back to my life. Ich bin zurück to my regular life, my office, the difficulty my industry has. I got to deal with my sales manager. I got to deal with my wife. I got to deal with the assistants that I have to deal with in my work. The guy sitting to the regular life. My industry has its challenges. My company has its challenges. My team has its challenges. Was guys on? Ich will do Kim and ich will head and get the ideas. Then I go home. At the end of the day, I'm the same guy. I want to tell you a story from Stephen Covey, and you'll understand why it's not like that and why you can expect when you go home tonight to have a ganze andere experience when du kommst morgen around the office. Es zu reachen levels, was nicht gechulemt zu reachen koidem. Stephen Covey, gewinnt einer von der größten Mimchen in the world of business development. He wrote a book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Sucht noch am Maße. Amu gewinnt in New York City. Gewinnt auf the subway. Beerdig 11 Seige zu früh, auf Asintik zu früh. So you imagine, es ist still, keine geht nicht in Arbeit, a poor Menschen drehen sich herum, pretty quiet. And somebody's reading, somebody's schnorchening, everybody's quiet, it's very peaceful, machai, a beautiful place to be. All of a sudden, auf a stop, a Tate kommt darauf mit 4 Kindern. Okay, they're a little bit noisy, but in Neptune, as an appointment at them, they'll chop what's going on the train. As jeder einer still, they'll calm down. No, the kids are making noise, and it's going on and on. Hello, hast du dich bemerkt? The train is still, jeder einer still. What's this da? You know, let's go, stop already, you chop. And they're being noisy, they're really being bothersome. They woke people up, people can't read, they're even bumping into people, that's it. The oilam on the train is giving, pruiges. And nachdem kicked off the Tata, and the Tata tet nicht gut nicht. That was the killer. Stephen Covey, a Chushev guy, looks at the father and macht sich nicht ein Team von der ganzen Masse. And that broke the straw. What do you mean? Your kids are doing it. Zug etwas. Maybe they won't behave, but zug etwas. Gar nicht. So Stephen Covey, who's a Chushev guy, pulls himself together, bechuved, and halt the 10 gemacht, and a guy sits to the tata, and he says, do you realize that you came onto the train and the kids are making noise? And do you realize that you're not doing anything about it at all, and they're really being bothersome to people? And he's like, yeah. So he says, what's going on? So the father looks up and says, you see, we just came back from their mother's levaya. I feel bad, to tell them what to do. They're dealing with their emotions. I'm so sorry. And I myself, I'm in my own mind. I'm in so much pain. I wasn't even thinking to calm them down. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Within a second, everybody on the train that was living with Klaas, Aufgeregtheit, Chutzpah, went to calm, Rachmunis, emotion, man gehoggt die Kinder, man hat sich gegeben Matunis, man hat connected mit sie, the acceptance. It's beautiful. But he asked the question, Stephen Covey, let me ask you something. Was it 11 o'clock Sunday morning? Yeah. Did a father come onto a train with 4 kids, noisy? Yeah. Did they not stop being noisy? Yeah. Did the father totally ignore his kids? Yes. Everything stayed the same. Nothing changed. But everything changed. Everybody went from anger, frustration, chutzpah, rasem, to total love, calm, rachmunis, and acceptance. That's what's called a paradigm shift. You're going to leave here, go back to your offices, go back to your families. Everything's going to stay the same. But the information that you're hearing today, what the biggest of the bigs used in their mindset to build $1 million businesses, $1 million commissions, that paradigm shift, you're going to have that today. So even if nothing changes, everything changes. You can't go back. When you walk out of here, you'll be stretched in a way you'll never be able to see sales in the same way. You will earn like you never earned before, and you will all continue much quicker moving ahead to be the best that you can be in this amazing business we are of sales. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it.